Good morning, students. My name is Varinder Singh. I'm assistant professor at Rayat-Bahra University. Today, we will discuss the topic which is very important. It's distributor and water pump. Yes, students, in the automobiles, we often have seen distributor and the water pump. Let's see what's their purpose and their working is. So let's move to the first slide. It's a distributor. I'm assuming that you all must know what the purpose of distributor is. So distributor basically is an engine component that supplies power to each vehicle, that is spark plug. The basic concept is very simple. Ignition coil delivers power to the distributor and further it sends to each individual spark plug. I'm expecting you must know that what the spark plug is. In the fuel engines, spark plug is used for the ignition purpose, and the spark plug takes the spark from the distributor. So the firing order, it is 1, 3, 4, 2. It varies company to company. So yes, the distributor, in short, we can say the distributor is used to provide a current or spark to the spark plug. It basically distributes the spark to various spark plugs. So next is the spark plug needs to fire in correct sequence that we already have discussed. So let's see, how does the distributor work? As the voltage from the ignition coil enters the distributor cap, it transfers to the rotor located in the center of the distributor housing. The rotor turns along the crankshaft, keeping time with the motor. The spinning rotor makes contact with the terminals on the perimeter of the housing. So now let's see which problems we generally face due to bad distributor. We know the first and the obvious problem is starting problem with the car. Sometimes we must have noticed that we are rotating the key, we are trying to start the car, but the car is not getting started. So probably the problem may be in the distributor. Second, tapping or clicking in the engine. This practice is also very common. You all have seen that in the old cars, or in the old model cars, this tapping or clicking sounds, they are generally here due to the problem in the distributor. So next is distributor failure. Why this happens? There are several reasons behind. The first and the primary reason is carbon buildup. Carbon buildup on the distributor's cap terminals, it can be the reason of distributor's failure. We can easily clean these terminals with a wire brush. Secondly, vehicle runs through a deep flooded road. Very important point. In the last few days, we have seen that there were flood-like situations here in Punjab, in India. So the car owners, some of them were not careful about their engines, about their cars, and as a result, you know what happened? The cars just shut off in between the waters. The simple reason is, whenever a vehicle will cross through the water, through the flooded road, the water may enter the distributor's housing. It will cause electrical current to short out. So what we have to do in such situations, avoid these flooded roads, or if something like this happens, try to dry it out. Try to dry out the distributor cap through compressed air. It will be a best thing. Next, students, is water pump. As you can see, this is a water pump. You must have a question what the purpose of water pump is. So water pump is a device that drives the coolant in the system, which releases the heat generated from the engine. Water pump is basically a device that drives the coolant. Now what the coolant is? Coolant is used to remove the heat generated in the engine block. So how does the water pump operated? It is operated with the help of belt, with the help of crankshaft pulley. Now, working of water pump. How does it works? A car's water pump uses impeller plates, as we already discussed, and centrifugal force to move the coolant through various passages and hoses. Once the coolant has flowed around the engine, it is taken by the hoses to the radiator. Further, in radiator, the hot coolant is cooled by the movement of air over the radiator fins. You all must know what the shape, what the purpose, what the working of the radiator is. So, water pump is used to provide the coolant to the radiator so that the engine could be cooled as soon as possible. How does the pump failure occurs? Sometimes coolant leakage occurs. Due to coolant leakage, pump doesn't work properly, and as a result, engine cooling failure occurs. Some modern water pumps also have plastic impellers or blades, and these blades breaks at time. Now, water pump types: water pump with mechanical drives, water pump with electrical drives. These two types of water pumps exist. Thank you. This was a short video. We'll discuss about this in the next lectures too. Thank you. Have a nice day.